Hello, You Can Heal family. We are on day 27 of this monthly challenge as we're learning how to care for ourselves, love ourselves, and encouraging ourselves along the way. I'm really hopeful that the things that you've been learning from me have been helpful to you. Now today I want to talk about something that just occurred last night with my daughter. She's 9 and she came home from playing outside. We live in a townhouse and there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and she came in crying and upset that nobody likes her, nobody wants to be friends with her, and nobody wants to play with her. Well, the first thing I let her know is she's different and she's set apart because she loves the Lord. So if they didn't like Jesus, they're not going to like you. But besides that, she was, really upset, and she should be, because she's a child and she wants to be able to have fun with kids in the neighborhood. So in today's video, we're going to talk about loving yourself enough to just know when to walk away. And that's a pretty long title, but that's pretty much the message that I want to send today. I want for you to be able to know when it's time for you to stop, for the lack of a better word, pushing yourself on to someone else. Because when a person tells you they don't want to be friends with you, or they don't want to hang out with you, or they don't want to be with you, then we need to listen to that and not go begging for someone's love or attention. And it's easier said than done, right? Because in some cases you put a lot of energy and time and money and invested a lot in a person. Now, if this is your first time watching, my name is Shena Major and I'm a life coach. And I'm your life coach right at this moment because you're watching the video. And I help people heal from unhealthy, toxic relationships so they can learn to love themselves. And what I found with the message that I wanted to get across on this channel is, for me, for years, I kept being in these relationships that weren't serving me, that were bad for me. And it all boiled down to, I just didn't love myself. So because of that, I let people treat me however they wanted to and let them get away with things that worked for them. But in the end, I was the one always getting hurt. So when I go back to saying what this video is about, is like learning to let go, learning to know when your time is up in a relationship. And like I said, usually it's very clear because the person makes it very clear that they no longer want to be with you. And we've got to stop begging. We've got to stop wanting something that's not for us. And most likely, it's not in God's will anyways. So why do you want someone in your life who doesn't want you? We have to get to a place where we love ourselves enough to say, I'm not going to subject myself anymore to this abuse. I'm not going to subject myself anymore to a person who doesn't see my value, who doesn't see me for me, who thinks that I need to change this or change that in order to be with them. And that's what we can't do anymore. We're not going to do that anymore. No, absolutely not. We're going to love ourselves enough to say, hey, this is who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm going to walk according to God's will. I'm going to take time to love myself. And if you don't love yourself at this very moment as you're listening to this video, it's okay. That's why you're here. You're going to settle into a place where you want to find out who you are, outside of you being a daughter or a friend or a mother or a teacher or a coworker or an aunt or a niece, right? You're gonna begin to close your eyes and just say, okay, Lord, who am I? Who did you create? What did you think of when you created me? Who did you think of? Who am I becoming today? Who do I want to become? And start to really seek after that and desire that, because when you do that, you're not going to put yourself in the position to want and to long for people who don't want you. Remember in the beginning of the video, I said my 9-year-old daughter came in from playing yesterday crying, saying she has no friends, no one wants to be her friend. And in the big picture, that's kind of a blessing, because it's very clear who you're not to be with, right? They're telling you, and you've got to be strong enough to say, okay, I'm going to take heed to this and find out why. Like, legit ask yourself, are there any things about me that these people are saying that I need to work on? Are there character flaws I have, shortcomings that I need to work through? And if there are, then go ahead and work through those, because people are very good at letting you know where you need to grow. And instead of getting defensive and saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or oh, you're this or that, take note of it and see if there's any truth in it, and then work through those things, work those things out. And also, don't be afraid of discovering things about yourself that are maybe a little scary, or this person said I was insensitive, or this person said that I'm a little snappy, or this person says that they don't want to be with me because I'm needy. Okay, if that's what you're hearing, take a deep dive in and take a look at those words. Look those words up in the dictionary, start there. Okay, then say a prayer, and then you want to journal about the word, and you want to see what's coming up. Is there any truth to that? And if there is, make some corrections, and if they are words that are describing you, that can be turned into a strength instead of looking at them as a weakness. I know for me, I'm very sensitive, and that's gotten me in a lot of trouble in a lot of ways, but I had to learn to take that sensitivity and use it as a strength, work it into my listening skills. I believe I'm a good listener, so I have to use that trait of being sensitive as a way to enhance my listening skills, and being able to relate to people better. So just take a minute when you find yourself begging for someone's affection and love. Stop and ask yourself, why do I need to be loved by them so bad? Why do I need for them to love me and want me? What is it in me that's lacking that I need to work on so I can grow and move myself away from toxic situations and environments and people, and become my very best me? Become your strongest, most secure self. Remember, we are queens, right? We are queens because God says so. And He's given us dominion over all the earth, and He wants the very, very best for you, and the relationships that He wants in your life. He knows them, and He knows the people. He knows the people who He wants you connected with and who He wants you to grow with. And if someone's telling you they don't want you, then you're ahead of the game, right? It's one less person you have to figure out. So don't sweat it. Relax. Just say, okay, I'm going to get to know myself better, and I'm going to be excited about that. And just clear up some relationships in your life. And life gets better every day. The more you work on you, you'll see that the things that are going on outside of you with people in your life who don't want to be there but you're forcing there, the more you can let go of them, the better off things begin to get, because you get some clarity and you begin to look at your own self, and you stop focusing on the other person. You start focusing on you, and it feels really good. It really does. And that's what I want to share with you today. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to know that you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are loved, you are special, you matter, and what you have to say is important. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, because, like I said, when you're in relationships, whether you're in one now, you're coming out of one, wherever you are on your healing journey, always remember just how important you are. No matter how you feel, no matter what someone has said, you've got to come up higher than that. This is a sign for higher. You've got to come up higher, and you've got to start seeing yourself the way God sees you. See yourself the way God sees you, and it changes. It's a game changer, right? It changes everything. It really does. So just be encouraged today. Be encouraged today. Just walk in faith. Walk around with a smile. Be excited, about what, what's coming up next for you. And if you don't know, make a decision of what you want to see happen for you next. Write it down. Write it down and go for it. Like, I know for me, I am on this financially freedom journey, And yesterday I was going through the Debt Demolishers videos of the Wealth Choice, and I started reading and I got up to page 95 on my own, but I finally returned the library book, you guys, and I ordered a copy of my own. And I've got to take this thing seriously, because even though I'm healing and I've grown from my traumatic past, and I'm able to talk about it and share about it without feeling pain anymore, you know, there's areas of my life that I really need help with, and it's okay to need help. And my finances is one of those, and I'm not afraid to say that anymore. I don't have it all together. When my marriage ended, I was left in a pretty bad place, but I've digging myself out, and I've got a lot of loans from my education. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree, but because of mental health issues I've had, I've never been able to pay on those consistently, so they have piled up. Yes, I'm putting it out there because I want you to know that things happen in life, and I'm a real person, and whatever's going on for you, we can dig ourselves out of it. The word that comes to mind is believe. Believe you can heal from your traumatic past, and believe that you can have financial freedom, right? So now I'm pushing on you what I'm working on, my financial freedom. But anyways, everybody can use a little help in their finances, right? So with that said, I'm working through that. And then the other thing, you guys, is the nails. I've had this manicure for a while. I did a video a couple videos back about doing your own manicure. So part of my commitment to me is not going to the nail salon, but doing my own nails, because I want to put that money in other places. So that's just letting you know that, if maybe you want to know. I don't know. But I told you anyways. So it looks like that's it for today, you guys. I hope that you're loving yourself more than you did when we started day one, right? Isn't that good? I like that. All right, I'm gonna go because nap time is still going on here. And my daughter Blessing got her license 2 days ago. So I don't think I'm driving her to work at 4 o'clock today. So that's good news for a parent, right? So pray for her safety when she's out on that road. But I'm really proud of her. She passed her road test the first time. She really did. Now, I've got to put my 30-year-old daughter's business out there. When she took the road test, it took her 5 times. So listen, if you have children who are learning how to drive, they're all different. They're all different. And the point is, they'll eventually will get their license. So anyways, you guys, I don't know, I talk on this thing and then I just find myself getting silly, and I don't know why. I guess I'm just getting more comfortable hanging out with you, and that's the truth. Join me tonight. It's somewhere between 10 and 10:30 that we're doing the tuck-in time, and we're reading, I have it right here, we're reading Iyanla Vanzant's book, One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. And it's such a great book. And tonight we're on day 3, which is prayer. So tune in and let me tuck you in, because I love to read at night. And I figure, listen, I've got to make this YouTube channel as easy as possible, because I've got a lot going on in my life. So I'm just sharing with you what I normally do, and that's read at night. So I'm reading books that I've read when I started my healing journey, and this is one of them. I saw a date in here yesterday. It was 2018, so that was right smack dab in the middle of all my turmoil. So when I'm reading it, there's sections where I had to journal, and I'm even reading that, okay? And that's a little vulnerable, but it's good because it reminds me of what I've come from, and how much I've grown. And yeah, and I want you to heal. I want you to heal. I don't want you to stay stuck, not one more day. Absolutely not. So join me tonight for tuck-in time. Keep following along with the Read With Me's from the New Testament. We started 2 Corinthians today, so be proud of yourself if you've been hanging with me. We're going to do it. We're going to go all the way to the end. We are. Why? Because when we make commitments to ourselves and promises, we keep them. And that pleases God, and it makes you feel good about yourself. And that's how you build confidence too. So with that said, you guys, I'm going to get out of here, and just know that true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love, and He lives on the inside of you. He really does. All right, bye.